Okay, so Georgia, let's go to the SEC. Georgia -3.5 versus Florida.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that. I think Florida's going to win.
You think Florida's going to win?
I do. I think so. I think that right now, I just think good offense beats good defense.
And that has been the case
so
so
the
far.
college football world we live in, and I don't think Georgia's offense is up for it. Like Florida has its own woes on defense, secondary especially. But I think that they'll be able to contain them.
I'm sorry I walked you. I know Georgia's defense is
Lights out.
Yeah, but they're pretty injured going into this game.
Yeah, they're beat up a little bit, but they're still better than their offense.
Yeah, and it's tough because like with the NFL, you're able to you have to be upfront about COVID. That's not the case with college football, specifically the Florida program. So,
speaking of the R word, Dan Mullen, I think we'll figure out a way to beat Georgia. I think so. I think Florida wins this one. I think that they're coming off of, they got so much hype early on. They're probably feeling mad, disrespected, and lost in the shuffle now. I think they're going to come out and want to fucking just light it up. And I don't think it's going to be it's going to be a slog. That Georgia defense is so good, but I do think Florida will win.
And the winner of this game will probably play Bama for the SEC championship.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So this one has big implications. Like,
huge.
So we're going to have the
Georgia. Well, that's another thing. Yeah, Georgia will be playing. Well, they both be playing as if their season depends on it. They'll both have a fire lit. And I think Florida, I don't know. I just like Florida. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I mean, this just seems like the game of the week. Apologies to Clemson, North Carolina. Like,
dude, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, no one cares about Clemson. They're awful. And it's got a beautiful time slot. It's going to be prime time, CBS at 3:30.
What time is it? 3:30? Nice. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Maybe the Florida money line's the place to play here. Plus money, 125. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And, a 3-point game, you might as well take the money line betters.
Man, you know all that shit.
Next one, Michigan, -3.5 at Indiana. Indiana's undefeated. They had their great Penn State win. Are they going to be able to pull it off again?
I'd say probably not. I think Michigan's going to win.
Yeah,
but it does seem like Michigan, like after losing to Sparty like that, and then I don't know. Michigan is. I was excited. I was like, they're going to challenge the Buckeyes. I didn't think that they would beat the Buckeyes, but I was kind of like, oh, this feels a little bit different. And now it's like I harbaught it. I don't know. I feel bad for those poor fans and players that have to spend $7.5 million on this stooge. What game were we talking about?
And we were all over that. We called Michigan State lights out last week, and that line should never have been plus 24.5. Easy value.
What do you think will happen here? Who do you like here?
I think the power of the program comes out. If Indiana, it would be very surprising to me if they opened up with wins against Penn State and Michigan. If that's the case,
if you survive Rutgers 1 week, odds are you're not going to be able to survive the next week.
And given what's happened to Wisconsin, given that Penn State's 0-2, if Indiana wins this game, are they going to? Is it between Indiana versus Northwestern for second place in the Big Ten?
Northwestern's looking good. They could do it. Purdue's not out of the picture. Iowa needs to get its shit together.
Iowa, I can't believe what I've seen out of them. That Northwestern game is a matchup that I really thought they'll win it just on the power of the O-line.
I think they should have won it too, but they just didn't. Which maybe that's on Kirk. I don't know.
Maybe it is on Kirk. Maybe you're running a defense.
And then Penn State, I think, is a better team than their record would have you indicate. But, I mean, their season is essentially over. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they'll get a bowl game. Yeah. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they're good. They're better. They're going to get ragged on unnecessarily because they just had a couple fucking – you play the Buckeyes and what happens, and then they had, some rough breaks against Indiana.
Rough breaks against Indiana. And then probably my favorite game of the weekend has got to be BYU Boise State, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
So we're going to have all sorts of conference determinants this weekend, and it feels early for that, but it's got to go that way.
Yeah.
This game, -2.5, I believe it favors BYU, which, -2.5, that's one of those Vegas numbers we talk about. -2.5, that's their way of saying
we don't know.
We have no clue. So BYU, I mean,
it's going to be a QB matchup for the ages.
Zach Wilson's the truth, man. I think BYU is going to win it.
Yeah.
And it's BYU minus 2.5. I'll back BYU over under of 60 in a game between these two teams.
Yeah, nice.
That over's got to be shattered, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I would take BYU to cover that, to be honest.
And if you say to take someone, that means I'm going to take them.
Okay. Yeah, take BYU.
So we're on Michigan, BYU, Florida, and let's just spin through a couple other ones real quick before we go to the MAC.
Yow!
Mac Attack's happening right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Buffalo's up over Northern Illinois. Breaking news.
Well, yeah, of course. What a shock. I would like to see how the Zips are doing though.
Oh, I was just looking. Oh, don't.
I could guess.
I'm scared.
I could easily back Iowa -7 against Michigan State. I think
Yeah, it's tough to have a lot of confidence in Iowa right now, though, isn't it?
it is, but if you were to just look at these two teams in a vacuum, you'd want Iowa in the touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think Iowa's going to drop 3 straight. I think you're right. I think I agree with you.
Yeah, and Michigan State,
Yeah.
they're college kids. It's the emotional, the correction from week to week is really where you can find success betting college football. I've found so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a slam dunk for me. North Carolina -11.5 over Duke.
Easy.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah, Mac Brown. That North Carolina is a really fun program to
North
follow.
Carolina's good. I like Sam Howell. I like Mac.
And it's not one of those lively Duke years, is it?
No.
Yeah, not at all. Other than that, we've got Memphis favored by 18 on South Florida. Oh, this is a good game. Nebraska, Northwestern. Nebraska getting 3.5 at home. Their money line's 133.
Nebraska's the favorite?
The underdog.
Oh, they're the underdog by 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think Northwestern's going to beat them. Fuck. I don't know though. I don't know. Nebraska showed signs of life against Ohio State, but I don't think Martinez. I don't know. I think
And
I would not take Nebraska. I think I would take Northwestern.
Yeah, and Northwestern, there's gonna be a game. They're a little bit gimmicky on offense. There's gonna be a game where a smash mouth football team just runs them into the ground.
Yeah.
That will come at some point this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Peyton Ramsey's looks good so far, but we'll see.
And it could be there. And Cincinnati, 2 touchdowns at home against Houston.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah, Cincinnati, they've got
Cincinnati's
things to play
great.
for.
Houston is good, but not great.
And you want to look for teams that are actively trying to build their resume.
Yeah,
Cincy.
Yeah. Oh, Bearcats, they know what could happen, and they're going to be playing lights out.
Somehow Minnesota's still favored by over a touchdown this week against Illinois. I will never bet on Minnesota.
Yeah, don't fuck with that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Donnie, our resident Props Network football columnist, told me to bet on Minnesota against Maryland last week. They were favored by 20. Maryland won. Thanks, Donnie.
That was a good game. That was fun. Watching Talia light him up. Talia's great.
Yeah, but you have this kid, he tells you a bet, he loses you $50, and afterwards you're like, oh my God, I lost. You're like, well, I'm so happy right now.
Oh, yeah.
You're great. I don't care that your school won, Donnie. You lost me $50. Awful. Minnesota. Do I sound like I'm from Minnesota when I say Minnesota?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Put me in Fargo. I'm probably a better actor than Chris Rock.
You're like probably like Rose. Is Rose the Golden Girl that's from Minnesota?
Yes.
What a great show! What a great show!
It's so good.
I like Blanche.
Blanche is the best. Do they have an episode where they go to a football game, or they should go to a casino? That would be a good
you should
one.
change the they should be the Golden Flashes should be changed to the Golden Girls.
The Golden Girl flashes.
Yeah, the Flashes. They didn't have Flashes in a while, I guess, but
Yeah, it had been a long time.
Oh boy.
It's truly been a day of tangents here at the Walk On. We're all losing our mind here. Any value in Texas A&M?
who are they playing?
They're playing South Carolina.
Oh yeah, they're gonna win. What's the
-9.5?
Yeah, I'd take A&M on that, honestly.
All right, so we're on A&M, Michigan, Cincinnati, Indiana, and BYU and Oregon plus Florida. If I get any money in my account by then, it's complicated. I will be on those bets. I tied it all up in a certain event that won't be decided.
Oh no!
And then I also bet on a football game tomorrow night that I think will be canceled.
Yeah.
So if the Packers bet plays out, I'm gonna roll. I think the Packers will cover 5.5 points.
Oh yes.
So then
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Niners.
Yeah, not gonna happen, sister.
Not gonna happen.
I don't know. I'm just fucking with you.
So I think I'm gonna win this Green Bay bet, and then I'll roll everything onto BYU Friday night, and then I'll have money to play with this weekend. That's the plan.
I like it.
Yeah.
So now before we
Don't check those utilities. Put that money on football.
So let's talk Maction. Let's talk Mac preview. Mac only plays on Wednesdays. Is there a reason for that, Brian?
It's the only time slot we could have. Saturdays are taken. No one cares about Saturday.
It's the Mackest day of all.
Yeah, whenever Akron would play, it would always hinge on when Ohio State plays. Because that's the team everyone wants to go see. So it's like, oh yeah, let's do an early game so everyone can go watch the real game.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. That's all we got. Wednesdays at 7.
Wednesdays at 7.
Wednesday, hump day.
So Mac, just looking at the odds, Buffalo and Ohio are the favorites. I know
Ohio's gonna win it.
Ohio's gonna win it.
Ohio's gonna win it, baby.
You're wearing an Ohio shirt. You attended
Didn't notice.
Ohio.
I didn't remember.
And is how you can make those picks, but would you tell us how informed by your history that pick might be?
I like Frank Solich, man. Most winningest coach in MAC. Look, Buffalo's great. They're a great defense, great offense. That's a really good team, and on paper they're probably better, and it's probably a smarter bet. But I hung out at Ohio University for 4 years, so I think that I think Curtis Rourke is going to be a good quarterback. He won't be as good as his brother Nathan, but they're going to have a really good offense. But so will Buffalo. I don't know. It's a toss up, but I'm being a homer, and I'm gonna go with Ohio. What do you think?
Yeah, probably Buffalo, just because
right.
I see their players get drafted in the first round
you're
every
probably
so
right.
often.
Yeah,
I'm like, they're probably good school.
Yeah,
No,
Buffalo
they're good.
has a stud. They
are good.
That Jarrett Patterson dude.
Yeah, and they're a good, just all around team, honestly.
Yeah.
And are there any other teams from the MAC that we can expect to challenge? Maybe a Miami of Ohio, maybe a Toledo.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's an evil, awful, slimy organization, kind of along the lines of an Auburn or some such. But they are good. Great passing game. But I think they'll come up number 2.
I think Miami of Ohio's biggest honor as a college football program is like making your list of hated teams, because your hatred's like Auburn, Clemson, Miami of Ohio. They're like, we were mentioned with Clemson? Ooh. Like you just said that, and their ears are burning. Anything from Western Michigan, Central Michigan, any of the Michigan.
Central Michigan will do good. Yeah, I really like. I really respect what Jim McElwain's done over there, because when what was it, 2018? They were like 1-11.
Yeah.
And then he took over, and instantly they win the West. That's impressive, regardless. And I think I don't think they'll win it all this year, but I do think they'll be good. I like the Chippewas a lot.
But there's good odds on them. They're 9-1, which is a lot of value, and you see crazy value in these. The MAC odds, you can tell how little the odds makers looked at the MAC.
Oh yeah.
So you follow the MAC, Brian.
Yeah.
You have the outline in front of you.
Yeah.
What jumps out of you of these odds that are just like, oh, they didn't do any research?
I would say, like, for Kent State, you'd say 20-1. Like they have a pretty good offense. Defense is always okay, but in the MAC, if you put up points, you're gonna win. Like it really doesn't matter defense-wise. If you're playing Buffalo, Ohio, Toledo, then you have to worry about defense. But Kent State can get some damage. For them to call Ball State 9-1, that's garbage.
Really?
Ball State is not a good football team.
And what do you think made them think they were good?
I think past the 2 years ago, they had a pretty good quarterback. I forget the fellow's name, but they had a pretty decent offense. Yeah. And that rode them for a while. And I think they kind of like, okay.
Ball State, They have a decent secondary though.
Yeah.
They have a good secondary. Who were you just talking about?
Ball State.
Kent State. No, Kent State.
Yeah, Kent State's 20-1, and if you think they have a chance, that's a pretty good flyer to take.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win it. But what's that? Dustin Crum. I think he's a good quarterback. And,
Right.
Yeah. They have.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Did you say they don't really have a defense?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they have a good offense.
Good
And
offense.
I think they'll have a good season. I think they'll be like Western Michigan. They'll have a respectable season. Finish somewhere in like solid third place. Western Michigan has a good offense, really good run game.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to dazzle. I think they're going to have a bunch of like kind of slow old school wins that do put up a lot of points though.
Yeah, because like here, this is what for Ball State the past 3 years: 2-10, 4-8, 5-7.
Yeah, so it's based on nothing.
It's based on nothing.
Like if they continue that scale, they'll go 6-6.
Yeah, it's like, oh, great, they're climbing the ladder. But yeah,
Good for you guys. And anything else we need to cover on the MAC?
Did we touch on that?
Akron might go 0-12 again.
Oh God! Why do they have to be called the Zips and they had 0 wins? Like that's so disrespectful. So disrespectful. Last year they had 0 fucking wins.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, I hope
so.
y'all.
I hope.
I feel like I'm in the room with the only 2 pieces of MAC merchandise in all of New York City. We've got Akron Zips, Ohio Wildcats. Take it off to reveal my Eastern Michigan onesie.
Yeah, you picked the worst one. I don't think Eastern Michigan will do much. I think Toledo might be good this year.
Yes.
I think that they got this running back Bryant Koback, who's really good, and they'll be better than they were. I think somewhere like around 3rd place, something like that. But they're gonna have a winning season and be pretty good.
And,
I like the Rockets this year.
Post-COVID time, Toledo's an awesome place to watch a football game. Their uniforms are great. You can get world-class hot dogs on your way out. I highly recommend the experience of watching a game in Toledo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio. There's no COVID in Ohio.
Yeah, and it doesn't exist there.
Didn't you see everyone go out to the booths and vote for Trump? There's no COVID to worry about.
Hey now. Okay, so
Hey, I love Ohio. I got a lot of love for Ohio.
I did for about 20 minutes yesterday, but that's it. Go
Okay,
Blue.
so if we're doing our
Agreed.
MAC power rankings, let's do in the chat Golden Girls power rankings.
Do you want to do,
no,
do you
this is important.
guys want to do a MAC power rankings every week?
No, I want to do a Golden Girls power ranking every
Okay.
week. Blair number 1. Blanche number 1 for me, and then damn, that's tough. I like Sophia a lot, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Power rankings.
there's so much that goes into this. There's
Yeah.
so much.
I mean, Betty White's gonna win a lot of favorites on this.
No
She is.
way.
She's great, but she's not one of my. She's not even in my top 2
Bet-
Golden Girls.
But Rose?
Save her career, but however, who do you want to?
Betty White's death will be one of the happiest days of my life. No.
What?
Wait, what?
I love.
Do you want people to listen and watch this show?
What? B. Arthur.
I love B. Arthur,
He was great.
but I love comedy. I love great comedy writing.
Yeah.
No
It's a
one
great-
has been responsible for more shitty comedy writing over the past decade than Betty White. You just trot her out. That's the bit. It hasn't evolved.
Okay, that's fair. But Golden Girls had amazing comedy in it.
Yes.
Amazing comedy
Yes.
writing, amazing delivery of the jokes, wall to wall
Yes.
jokes.
But
Rose
that's a
is-
B. Arthur.
Rose is
vehicle,
my number
if
one.
Nothing else. B.
Well-
Arthur's delivery makes that show.
Yeah, but so does Blanche's and Sophia's and Rose's.
Yeah, but you saw them have a modicum of class as they managed the rest of their career. Betty White, she's just really trying to get
She's
that
one
check.
of my least favorite of them, but she's still great. She has her moments.
Yeah, and she's really letting her PR guy work that angle. Hey, get her while she's still here.
Rose is my number 1.
Rose is your number 1?
Yes.
Hey, respect.
Yeah.
I'm a Blanche guy.
Yeah.
I like him southern and horny.
Yeah. Go Texas.
That's the new hook'em.
ThePropsNetwork.com is the place where bets begin. No, the Props Network isn't a sports book. obviously, from our Golden Girls talk.
Oh, Rose.
It's where smart bettors and new players go before the sports book. Why? Because the Props Network has a few things all bettors needs. Exclusive signing bonuses, reporting on weekly promos, free betting picks, Golden Girls picks, and live odds comparison for every football game. A visit to thepropsnetwork.com before placing a bet guarantees that you'll be wagering with the best available bonus and getting the biggest possible payout when your bets hit. This week at the Props Network, you can get $30 free bets, no deposit required from Unibet. I might use that one, actually. And then 4 risk-free bets up to $1,000 at PointsBet with code BONUSPROPS. And you can have up to a $250 bonus credit when you make a new account at BetRivers. You can get all these deals and more at thepropsnetwork.com. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Okay, I think Dorothy would be my number 2. So it would be Blanche, Dorothy, Sophia, Rose. But I love Rose. I don't mean to be disrespectful because a lot of shade's been thrown on Betty White at this table.
Yeah, you said some really insensitive things.
I was being a real asshole.
Okay. So do you want to go through? You guys good?
Yeah.
So here are my NFL picks this week.
Okay.
This is where I'll be putting my money. I tried out being a Chicago Bears fan for a few hours this Sunday. I was really impressed with the Chicago Bears defensive line, and they're playing Tennessee. Tennessee's a great team, supposedly, but they have so many things wrong with their offensive line. I think the Bears' defensive line keeps them in this game.
Dig it.
They're getting 6 points. That's a big spread for 2 hard-nosed teams. There's going to be a lot of running there. No, you like the Titans?
Oh, you saw that? I was just going to undermine everything you said.
Yeah. This is like, they're really emphasizing the point. This is the control you of gestures.
I'm doing the Bears Super Bowl dance. That's how much I love the Bears.
Do you know Ditka had his own Super Bowl shuffle?
I'm glad I know it.
Yeah, it was called the Grabowski Shuffle.
Grabowski.
Nice.
Yeah, they just said everyone in Chicago is named Grabowski, which is just like pretty insensitive to the polls.
But I can see the Bears. I can see, well, depending what Nick Foles wants to do. That's gonna be the point right there.
Yeah, and
Do we get a little Mitch action?
well, we saw a situational quarterback last weekend. He ran the ball for 2 yards. It's a quarterback controversy, so we might see a little Jalen Hurtsy packages for Mitch.
Yeah.
Isn't that the way to use him?
I mean, you're not gonna
He's gonna be
give us
great
5
5
year.
times in the game and then horribly average the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, horribly average
I'm kidding. I
would
love
be
Jalen.
amazing for Mitch.
It's like you're not gonna re-sign him, so let him do things.
And Jalen Hurts is going to get that starting quarterback job.
Good. I love Jalen.
Probably pretty soon, right?
I know.
I hope it happens.
You're
I
an,
know.
you're
Are
an,
you an Eagles fan?
how many?
Oh, that's why you had him censor that word. You heard it a lot.
Yeah, we only use that word for the Cowboys. What percentage of Philly sports talk radio is about Jalen Hurts right now?
Realistically, 72%.
Wow,
Damn.
really? They're just like everyone wants to start him?
Yeah, of course. Did you watch?
No, I don't like the NFL.
It
What
was so
Eli
bad.
does, he DVRs all the college football games, and he watches college football constantly.
I love college football. And I check in on my Bama players. So I should be more invested in this Jalen Hurts thing. 'Cause I like watching like Henry Ruggs. That's what I watch the NFL for, is for the Bama players. I don't know. I hope Jalen becomes the starter.
And everybody's gonna have to give Donovan McNabb an apology.
Yes.
Because
okay.
everyone was after his head after he said that Carson Wentz they shouldn't re-sign Carson Wentz.
Everyone
that he
was after Donovan McNabb's head?
Oh yes. Everyone was like, how can you say that? You didn't win a Super Bowl, you do this, that. It was like he said the worst thing in the world, but he was just saying, no, look, Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. But everyone poo-pooed on it.
And it's kind of right.
Yeah.
But, to your point, Donovan Mitchell, he's someone who hasn't gotten a fair shake ever. I think Philly,
Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan McNabb, sorry.
Donovan
Basketball.
Allen Mitchell?
Like, if he hadn't gone to Washington right after Philly, I think he'd be perceived so much differently. They just turned on him because he went to a divisional rival.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of the league, that's your last memory of him. I know he had another fat stop someplace. He had someplace where you could like see his like he had like a lineman silhouette.
Yeah.
Where was that? Arizona. Yes, I was gonna guess.
Yeah.
But let's do it. We'll go to Geno's. We'll go to Aldi's. We're doing it. We're gonna have our own caravan here. Next bet. Everyone here hates it, and I like the Chargers against the Raiders.
Yeah.
I hate the Raiders. I like
You
the
always hate the
Chargers.
Raiders.
Why do you hate the Raiders?
He always hates the Raiders.
I hate
I hate
Carr.
the
I hate
Raiders.
Gruden.
I'll take the train.
I hate Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland Farrell. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Henry Ruggs and Josh Jacobs?
I hate that they don't have the quarterback to use Henry Ruggs. Like you have a Lamborghini and then
No, he's just a car.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a car.
That was too good of a joke to laugh at. It was so clever. I was like, whoa, he really made it. Well, good point.
I think I failed on that pun a few earlier and no one noticed, so that's good.
And you know what? I like the Lions. They're terrible. I've ruined my life, but I've always kind of liked the Chargers. And now that they have no fans, I'm making this bet because I think they're a better team than the Raiders with a much worse coach.
Yeah.
And I just want to signify to the Bolts that I'm on their side.
Yeah, I think you just got to be careful because the Raiders ran the ball really well last week. So if they can do that against Joey, then the Raiders are going to just
And
stack.
you can't count out Carr as just one of the best quarterbacks alive.
Just one of the best.
Just the best.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best 40 alive, probably like 37th, I would put him.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
And then those picks, the Chargers pick is whatever, because I feel really good about the other picks. I feel really good about these picks. I'm debating really going all out. I could either bet the spread or the money line. Texans are favored by a touchdown against the Jags. I might put out 300 to win 100 on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jags are actively tanking. They're starting a quarterback.
Right.
Who's the starter this week?
Like Jake from State Farm, something like
Well, I
that.
mean, Jake from State Farm is the most jacked quarterback in the NFL.
He's pretty jacked.
He's jacked next to football players. It's
Yeah, he
messed
has
up.
to be. He has to. He knows he has to be. He's like, I'm going to be friends with Aaron Rodgers. I was like, hey, do it.
Yeah.
Get
So
beefy.
I don't know, but the Texans have been unreliable.
they've been terrible.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is putting a ton of money on
Much
a team
respect
that's
to Deshaun.
awful. But here's
I
the
love
difference. We got to look at the forecast. Houston doesn't own their draft picks. They gave them to Miami, and they have no incentive to lose these games.
And
Jacksonville's designed to lose. Jacksonville's going to be trying to lose so much harder than Houston.
And I think the Texans just signed McCown. Yeah. They signed Josh McCown.
Because Luke McCown is one McCown's the Eagles quarterback, but he's not allowed to go to Philadelphia.
Right, didn't he? I don't know what happened there. Because
I thought he was the COVID quarterback.
he was the COVID quarterback, but I guess they just, I don't know. They're like, well, we'll just give you more money.
Yeah, I thought he was like the quarterback. They're storing him like Brendan Fraser and Blast from the past,
Yes.
like just in case they need him.
Right, I think they were, but I think, they're like, hey, we'll give him some more money. But if that is the case, it's like, okay, let's sit down Deshaun Watson and have Josh play, and he'll get you out of and just mess up draft picks. I mean, because he's probably gonna, if Josh is in, he's gonna win 2 games.
And especially, I think there's a kind of communication between franchises. The fact that Miami came out and said that they're starting Tua in order to evaluate him because they're evaluating him against Fields and Lawrence that's a real slap in the face to the Texans organization.
Oh yeah,
And I think that'll galvanize them against the tanking Jacksonville Jaguars team.
All right.
They can't lose after that. They're gonna vengefully make that pick worse.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, how can you not love the Patriots against the Jets this weekend?
That's gonna be a good game, unfortunately.
It is.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The Patriots are 2-5, but they lost 2 of those games because of COVID. They lost another of those games because of a fumble, a stop 2-point conversion. Why will it be close?
I think he puts it all together, finally. I think
Who's he?
Sam. I think Sam
Okay,
Darnold
he's not having
gets
it.
it all together.
That's like
for
that's
the-
what when you say when you know a team's not going to actually win. Like,
No, I think Sam puts it all together.
you don't think that.
I think
You
too.
don't-
I
you
think
don't
so.
think-
And this
I
is
don't
the
think you
perfect
think
game
that.
for them
Against
to win.
Bill
Does he
Belichick,
think-
against,
does he think
against
that?
the team with the best
Does he think
secondary in
that?
the NFL.
Yes.
You
I
know
don't
what?
think
He
you think that.
actually does. Like I don't think Brian has it in him to be deceitful.
No, I know.
Not really. No.
He's a good egg.
Yeah, when people talk about Brian, one of the first things they say is that he has no gumption.
See that? I don't like. Well, I love gumption. I forget what it is. But yeah, I think Darnold puts it together. I feel it. I'm feeling it in my bones.
All right, let's bet then.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Sam's going to do it.
Okay, let's bet then.
Yeah.
I am on Bill Belichick. One guy's Adam Gase. The other is a genius with an extensive track record of being a genius.
You know what? He convinced me. Now I'm thinking the Patriots.
Yes, the Patriots need this game, but I think the Jets also they need it just for team building.
Yeah,
for
but the
here.
Jets have gotten rid of 6 of their starters during the season. Like, it's not a starting NFL team. I think there's amazing value in this Patriots line. I think this would be one of the 7. I think this is a situation where you want to look for an adjusted line on your book. Like, I'd
Okay.
probably go Patriots up to 13.5 and feel comfortable because they're making a statement.
13 and a half?
Yeah. 'Cause they've been embarrassed. Everyone's talking about how the Patriots are dead, but they've been very well run for a very long time, and I'm not going to be the first person to run up and go, "Oh, they're done," because we've seen it happen probably 50 times in the past 20 years.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right about that. If Sam does it, it would be cool to see USC finally live up to potential.
Hey, they did right here at the Walk On.
I think they're going to be good this season. I think they're going to be good.
I think Denzel Mims gets his feet under him is finally because he's been out for a while.
And he looked promising.
So if they can get on the same page for once, I think that's why it's -7. Because they know you might get a little, and it's one of those, you know how divisional games get. I always say at the time, divisional games are different. They just are.
Yeah.
And along those lines, I think the line that I'm really debating a lot, I don't know which way I'm going to go. Like, Saints at Buccaneers is Bucks favored by around 5. And that line seems a little too big for me.
Yeah.
But all the factors kind of signify, like, Saints won the first game. Bucks are playing the best football in the NFL right now. Just such a complete game.
Saints are playing well underneath their potential.
Yeah.
This season.
They're really propping up Drew Brees. Like, there hasn't been this much work to prop up someone unqualified this side of the Republican Party.
Whoa.
Hey, I could make
Drew
the same
Brees
joke for
rules.
Biden. So
I love Drew Brees. Drew Brees rules.
yeah, just politically, though.
Yeah, I disagree with his points.
Yeah, I like not talking to his mom because he's a Democrat. That's a good look. Yeah, so we hate Drew Brees.
No, we love Drew Brees.
I like Michael Thomas. I like Alvin Kamara. I don't like Drew Brees.
I love Drew Brees.
I love Alvin.
Well, agree to do what?
All the
I love
Saints.
Alvin.
Okay.
Yeah. He's great.
So yeah, you have the 3 different distinct viewpoints of NFL football.
I like